Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of r/Malicious Compliance. In today's episode, want me to stop postponing meetings? Okay. First incident of malicious compliance. South African Customs and Excise. Before we get started, make sure to subscribe so you will never miss a video. So let's get started. Want me to stop postponing meetings? Okay. So I work in a tech company. Usually we have a software deployment every other Thursday. The team usually has a long meeting on Friday, 2 to 3 hours, after deployment. However, usually we have some minor issues after deployment and I have to do a lot of monitoring and fixing, so I usually ask the team to push the meeting to Monday so we can stabilize the system first. A few weeks ago in the meeting, they pointed out how I'm always postponing the meeting, and we never have it in its set date, which is Friday. I mentioned that usually the system isn't stable on Friday and I have to fix it. But they all agreed that we must stick to the schedule. I was like, okay. After 2 weeks, I attended the meeting on its scheduled time on Friday. It went on for like 3 hours. When we came out, there were hundreds of emails and tickets from the client. The servers were down for hours right at peak usage time. Our clients were pissed and had lost tens of thousands of dollars during that time. The thing is, it was already the end of my workday, so my boss had to pay me a hefty amount for working on weekends, and twice the days in leave as a replacement. This is why deployments should happen at the beginning of the week. So why wasn't it ever suggested to permanently move the meeting to a Monday after everything has been tested, implemented, and found? Because Friday is kind of a chill day after deployment. So they want to have the meeting then and utilize Monday's hours for more work. This is a good story, but it sounds to me your team is doing IT in an absolute terrible manner. That level of manual involvement is beyond absurd. There are huge problems. We're still working on our processes. There are tests and all, but we still have cases where someone pushes something and it crashes the servers due to conflict with production data. First incident of malicious compliance. Just relocated to a new city and was contacted by supervisor advising me on how much and what I can spend. I am usually frugal and try to save money as much as I can, but usually don't compromise on necessities. So in order to relocate, I was planning on using the train as it was more comfortable and easygoing as compared to flight. However, I was told that in economy you usually have baggage limitations, and even if I paid overweight, I still wouldn't be allowed to carry the extra stuff I had with me. So I thought of upgrading to business class, as it offered assistance with baggage as well as complimentary meals, but before I could do that, the supervisor told me that's not allowed. So fine, I won't upgrade. Instead, I booked an economy flight ticket last minute, paid extra baggage, and also hired moving/shipping company to ship my stuff. End cost for this is a whopping 750 Canadian dollars as compared to the business ticket, which would have just costed an additional 150 Canadian dollars. But hey, you want to be reasonable, so here goes. Apparently, the supervisor is not in finance. I am more surprised by how he is the relocation supervisor. I mean, he should know how costly last-minute flight ticket and shipping is. Sometimes it's about whether you can justify it in your report. Sometimes spending an extra 500 Canadian dollars on a moving company is easier than dealing with future cases where you have to keep saying just because he can doesn't mean you can do that. South African Customs and Excise. I work in IT, and we were sending out empty boxes for people leaving the company to send their laptops back in. It was a good process, and we didn't have any issues until the first time I tried it in South Africa. They just couldn't accept the idea the box was empty, and kept asking me for the contents. Over and over again. It came to a point where I'd had enough. You know that bit in The Martian where Mark Watney's been told not to swear on worldwide live TV? That was my reaction to being told it was simply not possible to ship an empty box. One quick Google later to double check I was right. I listed the contents as follows: 78% nitrogen N, 21% oxygen O2, 0.93% argon R. Trace amounts of other gases including methane, CH4, carbon dioxide, CO2, and neon, Ni, among others. I included the chemical compositions just to be extra petty, to be honest. I only received 2 more emails on the subject, one to say that my box had been released from customs, and another confirming delivery. Oddly, I never had any issues after that. I would have made my own malicious compliance by asking you the safety documents for these gases. South African customs can be a pain to deal with, but they're often surprisingly reasonable. That said, the only real reason why they want to know what's inside each box is so they know which boxes to send on, and which boxes to disappear. If you made it to the end of the video, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share, and we will see you in the next video.